Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to review for the Grade 8 New York State Mathematics Exam, and we're taking examples from the 2014 exam. If you need help with your homework, dial a teacher homework helpline at 212-777-3380. That's Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays at 4:30 to 5 p.m. on IO Digital Cable, Cablevision, Channel 15 in Peekskill. Here's our first question. Which line represents the best fit for the scatter plot data? If we look at our data here, we have all these points, and we're looking for the best fit of the data, and the lines are pointing in two directions here. These are pointing up, A and C, whereas B is going flat. So the best fit would be how the data dots line up with the line itself. If they're going in the same direction, generally, that would be the trend of the line. So line B is just flat line. It's not going in the same direction because these are going increasing as the X values go up, the Y values go up, but this line is staying flat, so B would be false, so I would not choose that. Now C and A are good lines because they're going up, they're increasing as the X and Y values go to the right, but I notice in C you have all the dots underneath the line, whereas in A, half the dots are above and half are below, and some are on the line. So I'm going to go with choice A as my choice because I remember that in the other video, scatter plots have to have a line of best fit, and that line has to have half of the dots above and half of the dots below and some on the line. So that's why I go with choice A. And that's correct. Here we have a question. At a given time, Saturn was 9.1 times 10 to the 8th miles from the Sun, and the Earth was 9.3 times 10 to the 7 miles from the Sun. By what distance is one planet closer to the Sun than the other planet? Well, we have Saturn over here at 9.1 times 10 to the 8th, and Earth over here at 9.3 times 10 to the 7. So let's take a look at this distance that we have here. So let's get a marker. So the distance from the Sun to the Earth is right there. And let's draw a little line to show where it starts and its distance, and here where it starts and his approach to the Sun from Saturn. So we're looking for the difference between these two. What distance is that? So since we're looking for a difference between these two, we have to subtract these scientific notation numbers. Now we could change them all to a regular number by using our calculator and subtract the two and then change it back to scientific notation, or we could just use the rules that we learned from the other video about how to subtract scientific notation. First thing you got to remember, you have to have the same exponent in order to subtract the coefficient first numbers. So this is a 7 and that is an 8, so I need to change that to an 8. So if you remember, I'm going to add 1 to the exponent, which makes that 8, and I'm going to divide by 10, which is a way of moving the decimal point to the left, one space, and make that 0.93. So that'll be 0.93 times 10 to the 8th, which is equivalent to 9.3 times 10 to the 7. So now that the exponents and bases are the same, and the exponents are the same, we can now subtract the coefficient, 9.1 minus 0.93. So 9.1 minus 0.93, that'll equal to 8.17. So that's the new coefficient, and we keep our base the same, 10 to the 8th power, and our answer in scientific notation would be 8.17 times 10 to the 8th. So check your understanding. If you understand it so far, you're in good shape. If you're not understanding it well, please rewatch the video, write down your questions, and bring them in. The tables below show the relationship in which x values represent inputs and y values represent corresponding outputs. Which table is not a function? So if you remember about functions, the functions rule is in order to have a function, the x values cannot repeat and giving you a different output y value. So if you have the same x value, and let's look and see if we can find the same x value anywhere. So now I can't find it there. They're all different. So I'm looking for the same x value. No, these are all different. Ah, here's one with the same x value. So I'm looking for when the same x value is the same, but it has a different y value. That's not a function. So I have 3 going to 4, and I have 3 going to negative 4. I have 4 going to 5, and I also have 4 going to negative 5. So my answer would be this one, because that is breaking the rule. You cannot have a machine giving out two different kinds of money for people putting in the same amount of cans or inputs. So if they put in 3 cans and get $4, and you put in, somebody else puts in 3 cans and they get 4 cents, that machine is not functioning correctly. So I go with D as my choice. Okay, in this diagram, 3 lines intersect at N. The measure of angle GNF is 60 degrees, and the measure of angle MNL is 47 degrees. What is the measure of angle HNK? So let's write down some information about the angles. So we have angle G, let's start at G, and follow the dots. F is 60. So let's put 60 in this angle. So this angle is 60. Now let's follow the next angle, angle M, and follow the letters N, L. So down here is 47 degrees. And we're looking for what is the measure of angle H. So follow the letters N, K. So we're looking for this one. So let's see, what do we have here? Well, the first thing I notice, we have vertical angles all over the place here. So opposite angles are vertical angles. So I also have a straight angle here. So this is a straight angle, and let's color it so we can see it better. So we have a straight angle here, and it's cut up into all of these parts. So, and if I remember, straight angle is 180 degrees. So this part is 60, this part is 47. So I need to find this part here to give me 180. So I'm going to add 60 plus 47. So 60 plus 47, that'll give me 107 degrees. So now all I need to do is find the missing part, because this has got to equal to 180 because it's a straight angle. So 180 minus 107 will give me the remaining part of that angle, because they're all next to each other or adjacent angles, and they're on the same line. So that means this one has got to be 73. So I'll put 73 right there. And I have all 3 angles here, but they said we had to find this angle. But if you remember, we have vertical angles, and vertical angles are opposite angles. So that means opposite angles are congruent or equal to each other. So since this is 73, let's clone it. Its opposite is also equal to 73. So I already found angle HNK, which is equal to 73 degrees. So I had to do a little work, but that's my answer. So remember, straight angle, 180 degrees. I added those other two angles, added up to 107, and I subtracted it from that, and that gave me 73. And remember, opposite angles are equal, which are vertical angles. Very good. Check your understanding. See if you understand it so far. If you are understanding it, then you're ready for the state test. If you're not, rewatch the video or write down your questions, bring them in, and we'll go over them. If you need help, call that homework help hotline at 212-777-3380 between 4 and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Remember, watch our show Math Time on Tuesday at 4:30 to 5 p.m. Cablevision, IO Digital Cable on channel 15 in Peekskill. Here's where we're going to pick up. Next time we have the center of a circle, and they're dealing with dilation, and translation. So we got a nice combination going on there. So we'll talk about that next time. So good luck on your exam. I do hope you got something out of this video and that you'll be ready for the test. Take care. Now,